Hey, what's up guys? This is Samuel G. And this is a philosophical video. This is a critical video. I've noticed something strange with this hobby. Something pervert. And I've mentioned it in the past, subtly. I subtly mentioned it in the past, and I think it's important to be aware of this phenomenon. So I did a video about excitement last week, and or this week. I don't even remember that. I think it's last week, and excitement is huge in the industry, the RPG industry, and also in the game industry. There's a lot of controversy right now about Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront, and how it's expensive, and how they are literally stealing the gamers, stealing the fans, just like crazy. To make a long story short, they sell the game full price, $60, but to have the full experience, you need a DLC that is $50. So in other words, the game, is like $110 kind of thing, 105, 110, because they know, EA Sports, it's almost a corporation. They know that the Star Wars thing is money making. The Star Wars fan, they're not just gonna buy the game. They will wanna have the full experience. So they're gonna make tons of money out of Battlefront. So they are raising the bar, right? So there's they feed off excitement. And it's not like conspiracy theory bullshit. It's just business. It's just how it works, and now that is marketing, and that is business and all that. So that's one side of the story. But there's in terms of the tabletop, RPG hobby, and there is something weird that happens, and Onyx Path was well aware of that. Paizo's well aware of that. Hasbro's well aware of that. And to me, there is something to be said. There is something to be said here. So I'm gonna talk about my experience. I'm gonna talk about how I go about that. I have been really critical about buying RPG, the way I buy my RPG. To me it's really important. I'm passionate, I will be a fanboy. I know what it is. And it's fun. It's really fun to be a fanboy. There's nothing wrong with that. It is like it's pure excitement. It's like embracing, I don't know how you guys say that in English, but it's like accepting, assuming your excitement. You embody it so much that you lose your critical thinking and you become fanboy. It's okay. It's really fun actually. It's just it's almost like a let it go moment thing. You let it go, and you lose yourself into the hobby. So there's nothing wrong with that per se, but there's something to be. It's important to be aware of it. What happens when you get excited? What happens? Well, you start to dig. So in our time, we have Google search. We have Google, and so basically how it goes for everybody out there is that you start to be excited about an aesthetic. You start to be excited about a concept, about a design, about a word. about the setting, about something in particular, a genre, right? So now you're hooked into that aesthetic, into that idea, genre, and theme, and then you start to you're hooked. And so what you do is you hear a word, you hear something like diesel punk or steampunk or cyberpunk, or you hear a concept like storyteller system, or you hear something, and then you see something, and then what you do is you go on Google and you search and you dig, and when you start digging, it's not long that you find, let's say you just have an image, you start digging and you find the word associated to the image, and then you start looking for the word, and then you end up on Wiki, and you end up everywhere that is linked to your search engine, that's gonna tell you what that thing is, and then you get to satisfy that curiosity, which gives you some biological feedback, right? Where you get that chemistry going on in your brain, and you just and then what you do is you go on other engine called Amazon, called eBay, called Noble Knight, called DriveThruRPG, and you say, shut up and take my money, because I want to get that last drop of dopamine. I want to get that last drop, where I'm gonna pay. I'm gonna go to the checkout box and I'm gonna wait to see congratulations, and yeah, I bought it. And you get super addicted to that cycle, right? That cycle of click, 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 and so this is a hard time. This is our era. This is our generation. This is what it is to be excited about this hobby. And then you receive the package, which feels like Christmas, because it's a box, and you get to do the unboxing thing, and then you get to discover the image, and you feel like a kid again, because there's a book, and in the book there's images. And how did you grow up? When you were a kid, you were looking in the book for images, so you feel like a kid again, and then you get to play. And this is it. This is the cycle of this industry. This is how this industry feeds us now, and not just this industry, but with the game industry, with the entertainment industry. This is basically how it goes. Now, something really pervert about this is that there is a loop, and I'm seeing it right now. I'm completely seeing it right now with me, because I'm in it. So like I said recently, I back a Kickstarter for DCC, the fourth printing, and basically how it goes is that you go on Kickstarter, you back the project, and you wait for this to happen. You contribute, you're making it possible. So I feel concerned. I feel like I'm in not in charge, but I have something to say and all that. And then I'm now, in the meanwhile, while I'm waiting for the book, for the game, I want to know more. So what I do is I dig, just like I said. So I've been digging about DCC, a lot, and one thing you do when you dig is that you listen to videos and podcasts of people who talks about DCC. But the thing is that I cannot find critical content. All I find is fanboy who talks about fanboy stuff. all I can find is people saying how good it is. I cannot find anything, critical. I mean, it's out there. There's some, because it's not for everybody. But this, I mean, maybe in a video that talks about, I don't know, talks about the Indy 5 and don't split the party, right? This is like a super common podcast topic. Like, and the podcast lasts an hour and a half. There's 5 people talking, and there is a 5-minute somewhere where one of the 5 dudes or gal talk about DCC in a critical way at 42 minutes. How the fuck am I gonna find that? There is critical moments out there. It's out there, but it's not in. I mean, I cannot find for that. I cannot search for that because it's not. Unless someone makes a video entitled "What's Wrong with DCC." I mean, and maybe it's out there, but I didn't find it. I didn't find it, and so. Going back to the idea of the industry and the hobby, is that you look for stuff, for the thing you're excited about, and you mostly gonna find stuff that's gonna feed your excitement, because it's just people who like it also as well, and that they say how good it is for like 1 hour 45 minutes on a podcast, and basically that's it. And so it makes for like just a positive. It's just good. Everything is good all the time. Good, but it's not true. There is bad games. There is really wrong stuff. There is just poor design and stuff, and there's a lot of stuff that is not good. And it's important. It's important for the health of this hobby to know about these things, but you cannot find it. It's really hard. It's super hard, and I mean, it is out there. I'm not saying it's not there, but it's really hard. The basic structure is the one I described in the beginning of this video. Is you hear good stuff about something, and then when you start digging and searching for that thing, you're gonna find more good stuff about it, feeding your excitement. So it becomes like a no-brainer for you to start buying, because that's the consequence. That's the consequence of positive promotion of things. You start buying, and because I asked myself for the longest time why people, buy stuff like food, like buy RPG almost like food, like and there's all kind. You can do a rationale of that. You can analyze why you buy the way you buy, and you can really just go down the rabbit hole and look upon yourself and say, oh, I'm interested in this, I'm interested in that, and you want, and it fine. But at the same time, there's a lot of games that get by but never played, and the purpose of a game is to be played. So to me it's the question. It's a question I asked myself for a long time, and I'm look back on me, and sometimes and the thing is that sometimes I find myself, and I'm not alone. I'm sure you guys did that too. Is that I find myself going in the cart, in the checkout point with the calculus of the taxes in the shipping, and I'm about to click, and I don't. I'm like, no, I don't need that, and I just don't click. But sometimes I do, and I get the game, and I'm like, So it's really, it is pervert, because it's an industry that feeds on excitement. That's the reason why I would say it's pervert. It's not the only industry. Everything feeds most stuff. It's a marketing thing, But the problem is, it's not a problem, but the situation is that internet, the way it's the way it goes, and the way it affect your brain and your body, it's an amazing marketing tool, you know, just because of the click 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 conditioning aspect of it. It's the Pavlov dog, you know, like 21st century style. And for me, I try to be aware of that thing as much as I can. And right now, I'm super excited about DCC. You know, I'm digging, and I'm all happy. I'm having all kinds of fun. But I can't help but look at myself, and I'm like, wow, man, wow. It's almost like some kind of a masturbation, like a like a passion. Like a passion, interest, masturbation thing where you just you get OCC. Is that how you say in English? Like obsessive compulsive behavior, OCB, OC, whatever disorder, OCD. You become like OCD to the thing, and it's just, and it takes all your mental space. To me, it's all about questioning the roots of that experience, right? And when I start questioning the roots of the experience, I realize that it has a lot to do with the relationship we have to the web, and the way the web browser is structured, and how it works, and how that affects ourselves. And I find that weird that the reason why I like or I love something so much gets affected by that. Alright, so thank you very much for watching, and I mean, I've been criticizing stuff. Don't feel bad, don't feel like I'm criticizing you. Obviously I'm not. I'm experiencing it myself, and that's what I've been saying here. So be well, thank you for watching. Let me know how you guys deal with that, right? And how you feel about that. Thank you for watching.